What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a product that I got from Mighty Products. They are the 4-ton Snatch blocks that come with a 4.5-inch sheave on it. All right. So these hold up to a 1/2-inch cable. All right, in diameter, and it's got an easily removable side right here that allows you to put the cable inside without any problems. Nice and simple process. All right, they're designed for changing the redirection of a cable. Also increases the mechanical advantage. All right, this is about, I think, 14 1/8 inch in like height, and they're great for off-duty. They're great for towing, recovery, stuff like that. And it's a very simple process to use these. All right, so you just take the clip out, you unscrew this part here, and then this piece moves, so it's easy to, you know, open, put the cable in it, put it back, put this back in, tighten it all the way. All right, and then you can put the retaining clip in here. And now let's say if you're working and this tries to start loosening up, that clip is going to stop it from coming off. All right, so you don't have to worry about that. It's got a very good, strong like flap on it, so when you put the strap on or whatever chain you hook it to, it locks in very nice. It's strong, it's durable. Let's see, we'll take out like a strap right here and I'll show you. So, you know, it's super easy to use. Boom, on there, that's it. You don't have to worry about this coming out now. It's going to stay on there, which is great. That's what you want. All right, it's got a Zerk fitting here to grease it, because you always want to keep these greased up so that the wheel spins, you know, nice and smooth and you don't have any problems. All right, maintenance on these things is important, just as anything else on the truck. So they sent me 2 of these. I'm going to set up a couple of configurations so that you could check them out. I used them recently to pull a bolt. We had to drag a 33-foot bolt. There's like 14,000 pounds. I'll put a little video clip in the video. You could see that. We also set it up to you know, pull a car out for winching out of a spot. They're very, very good to have. I always recommend having these. You can get a 2-ton if you want, just for like changing the direction of the pull, but not for like more recovery stuff. I keep those on the flatbed. I always keep 2 on a flatbed, always, because you can use them to change the direction of the pull. I'll insert a photo right here where you can see I was using 2 Snatch blocks, not these, because the photos from years ago. But you can use these for that. On flatbeds, I like to keep the ones with the chains. On the wreckers, I like to keep the ones with the hooks. It's super important. I'll show you a couple of different things where you can use them so that you can see. You can use them for a low pull. You could use them for putting less strain on the cable when you're whinging something. So I'm going to set up a couple of things right now, and then I'll come back to you so that you can see them. All right, guys, so I set up a couple of different things here. So I'll show you again how you can use it. So you take the clip out. All right, open this up. Now when you take this out, you can put the Snatch block right here to do a low pull. All right, so let's say you got a car, you got to pull out, you got to winch out, and you need to do a low pull to prevent from hitting the bumper. So I'm going to put these 2 straps in here. Well, there's 1 strap is in the loop. All right, you should be using a shackle on this. I don't have a shackle at the moment, so I'll show you later on with a shackle, because you want to prevent any damage on that. All right, that's an 8-foot round sling from Mighty Products. That'll be the next configuration. All right, so now you take off the clip, you unscrew it. All right, and like I said, easy access. Put the cable, rotate it, put the pin back in, turn it in, tighten it up. All right, and then you put the screw, you put the clip back in. All right, and now what this is gonna do is it's gonna create a low pull. Okay, so you, like I said, you can protect the bumpers and stuff like that. And now what this is going to do is this is going to give you a low pull. All right, so you see now you got the cable going down and then it's changing the direction. All right, so one of the things, like I said, is you're going to use it, it's going to change the direction of the cable without damaging the cable. A lot of people use J hooks and it's not good, because a J hook will stay straight and it won't rotate with the cable, versus, you know, this, as you're pulling it, that pulley is going to rotate like that, right? The chevron is going to rotate, allowing the cable to continuously move up like this, okay? And it will allow the cable not to get damaged, because that's going to roll as that's coming forward. All right, so now we'll put the vehicle in neutral, set the parking brake, and then I will show it to you in action. All right, vehicle is now in neutral. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to set the camera down so that you can see the cable moving. Show you the vehicle moving. So, Snatch block there to the cable, right, to the vehicle, and now you're moving it, you're doing a low pull. All right, and what that does is that allows you to have the pull really low to the vehicle, all right, like this, so you have clearance on the bumper. If you do it the other way, now you're going to be pulling upwards, which means this cable is going to be coming up like this and hitting the bumper. So you want to avoid that, okay? So that's one of the benefits of using Snatch blocks. So now I'm going to loosen the cable and I will set it up off a tree. Okay, so let's say now if you have to winch something out and you don't have access to put your truck in the spot to pull the vehicle out of like a ditch, or if the person's stuck and you got to winch them out. Like I had a Dodge Challenger that was stuck and I couldn't get to the front of their vehicle. So what I did was I ran a Snatch block off a tree. All right, let's get some more slack. All right, take that out. Put this back. Alright, so now we're going to run a different configuration, okay? So let's say this car's stuck and we need to winch it out, but I don't have access to get to the front of it, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to use a tree that's going to be nearby, alright? And make sure that the tree you tie off to is a strong tree. I know people are going to say, oh, that's a pine tree, you shouldn't pull off of that. The car's in neutral with the parking brake on. Nothing's going to happen. I'm not pulling down trees. You need a lot of force to pull trees down. And we're not doing that today. I'm just showing examples of stuff, okay? So now let's say my truck is in a spot that I can't get to the vehicle to pull it. That's where Snatch blocks come in, and these are great, okay? These straps, you can get them. They're the 8-foot round things from Mighty Products. And oh no, wait a minute, I gotta use it, so let me not take it off, but I'll show you in a minute. You don't want to wrap chains around trees, okay? It's not good for the tree. You'll damage it, you'll peel all the stuff off of it, and you can damage a tree, you can kill a tree. So just be cautious, all right? Use one of these 8-foot round slings, wrap it around the tree at the very bottom, okay? And it'll work out fine. All right, so now when you're winching, you got the tree saver, right? The strap has a tree saver, and then you got the Snatch block changing the direction of the pull. Now, obviously, I'm in my driveway, so, you know, I could have just backed up to it. But in certain situations, let's say I could only park the truck facing the other way, so I gotta grab it a certain way. I can go off the tree, redirect the pull, and connect it to the other strap. And then when you're winching it, you can pull it. All right, so that's another really good way of using them. Again, many uses for these things. They're perfect. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, Mighty Products, thank you for sending me this product. I've already put it to use a couple of times. Super strong, and you know what, you can't go wrong. I will put a link in the video and you can purchase it from Mighty Products at a really good price. All right guys, so as you saw, we were pulling the car to neutral, parking brake is on just slightly. All right, going off an 8-foot round sling right there, coming this way to the tree, to a 8-foot round sling around the base of the tree to another snatch block, changing the direction of the pull. Once again, you saw we did the low pull, and now we're doing the pull this way. Let's say, again, we don't have access to get to the front of the vehicle to winch it out, so we have to go through trees or whatever the case is. We do it like that. You change a redirection, okay? And this will allow the cable to rotate without causing damage on the cable. All right, and that's what you want. Again, what this does is changes the direction of the pull of the cable, but it also lessens the strain on the winch itself. All right, so you're taking less strain on the cable, and it works amazing. All right, I use these all the time. So that's that setup there. You saw the low pull. All right guys, so here's another configuration. I already showed you how to do low pull, how to pull off of a tree with a snatch block. So now I'm going to show you, obviously this car is small, it doesn't weigh a lot, so I can just lift it up with just a cable by itself. But the main purpose, again, with the snatch block is, so you have the cable coming down here, going through the snatch block, and then going back up, right? So when you're lifting now, this pulley is going to rotate with the cable. It's going to lift up off the straps like that. We got the wood and the foam pad to protect the rim and the fender and all that. So now when you lift it up, you'll see that the pulley itself is going to rotate, and then what that's going to do is that's going to lessen the load on the line itself. So I don't have the idle kicked up all the way. Trying to keep it like as quiet as possible for you guys so you can see it, right? So now, right, when you pull the winch in, you're going to see that the pulley is going to rotate, right? And then look, you see how it's picking it up? What it's going to do is it's going to lessen the load on the actual cable. All right, you can pick the whole car off the ground. Look, there goes the rear wheels. All right, so now what you're doing is you're using the snatch block, and it's lessening the load on the cable itself. So, you know, so that's another good thing that you can do with the snatch block. And then also, let's say, you know, let's say something is underneath the vehicle, right? So if you have something underneath the vehicle, you can take another snatch block, right? Run the line. You can run the line this way to a low pull here, and then redirect it that way, and then you can use the second line to pull out whatever's underneath the vehicle and pull it out this way to clear it out. Or you could run the snatch block to a tree or something that would be over here, and then redirect the cable and then pull out whatever's underneath the vehicle, and then you can lower the vehicle down. And that's it. So like I said, there's a bunch of good things you can use the snatch block on, and they're great tools to have. I always recommending having at least 2 minimum on a truck. Any truck I operate, whether it's a wrecker or if it's a rollback. So like I said, with a rollback, I would have 2 snatch blocks with chains on them versus the one with the hooks. The hooks are really good for the wreckers. For the rollbacks, it's good to have that. Or you can have 2 snatch blocks with chains on the rollback and one of these as well. So if you have to tie off a tree, you can just use this with a endless loop strap. And then again, you take the clip out, you rotate this, and then the cable comes right out, and that's it. Very easy to use, very strong, and definitely would recommend having snatch blocks. Again, whether it's a wrecker or if it's a rollback, you can never go wrong with having these on here. My favorite tools to have on any truck is going to be snatch block and skates. All right, and some wood. But yeah, so hopefully that helps you out, gives you a little bit of insight on them. And as always, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell. You get notified every time I upload a video. And again, guys, if you need any products, go to Mighty's website. They have a bunch of tools, not only for towing stuff, but you know, cargo straps, chains, binders, a whole bunch of stuff. Check out that website. The link is going to be down in the description below. Also a list of all the tools that I have with the item numbers on it. So click on the link. Once you go into that link, you can search the item number. It'll pop up, and then you can buy whatever you need to buy on there. All right, so as always, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. God bless.